Well, hello, class. My name is Peter McDonald, and I'm one of the asynchronous students. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to join you for class, but I've been watching and I've been taking notes, and I've certainly enjoyed all the discussion and the activities. And believe me, I would much rather be with you than have to write those reports every single week. But I'm thankful to be able to share with you tonight with our presentation. I'm going to be speaking to you about the law of the bench and how that applies. That applies personally to my life and my vocation. I am a minister, a pastor, senior pastor here in Western North Carolina. And the picture I'm showing you to get us started this evening is actually the North Carolina Tar Heels, which I'm a diehard UNC fan, thoroughbred. Love North Carolina sports. Love Coach Roy Williams, and very sad that he's retired. But he and Dean Smith and Hubert Davis all relate in this regard, that they are about the law of the bench. And so I just want to answer a couple of questions, and then I'll hand it off to the next person in our presentation. But why do I think that this law is so important, and why is it so valuable to what makes a successful team? The reason is because it speaks to the value of everybody's participation on the team. You'll see here some principles that Maxwell gives us from the bench, and not just in a sports sense, but Roy Williams, Dean Smith, Hubert Davis, as leaders of the North Carolina basketball team, they teach the principle that there are no superstars, that no one player is greater than the rest. They did it with Michael Jordan. They've done it with Marcus Page. They did it with Tyler Hansbrough. These guys were great athletes and great college basketball players. However, the team was always more important than that one individual player. Everybody should be ready to step in. And I think that is the point that we can correlate to and connect to teamwork and team building. That everybody on the team, regardless of whether they're in the lead role or not, they need to know that if they are called upon, that they can step in and assume leadership and authority and offer help to the team when called upon. In the ministry context, I see this happen all the time. I've been an associate pastor. I've done that for many years before I was a senior pastor. And let me tell you, I was trained, I was taught, I was led to be ready to assume leadership when called upon. So if the senior pastor was out, if a ministry director was out, and they needed me to step in and help out, I was ready and I was willing and I was available. And so as a senior pastor today, I teach our associate pastors to be able to do the same. And also the ministry intern that we have, I'm teaching him to do the same, to be ready when called upon to help lead. So what skills are needed when it comes to being a bench player? How does this help? How does this contribute to the rest of the team? Well, one, it builds trust. It builds accountability. It builds versatility, unity. But then my favorite is it builds longevity and multiplication. When you set others up for success, to be a part of the team, understanding that high performing team members include members of all kinds with balance and skills. Every individual may not have all the skills, but the team needs that balance. The team deserves that balance. And so depth doesn't always mean a large team, but depth means quality in the team that you do have. So adding new team members to the team should be done with great discernment. You need to ask of everybody on your team, from the starters to the bench players, asking them, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the team that's going to encourage our value? So the deeper the team, the greater chance for success when called upon for leadership. So I want to close out my portion of the presentation by answering this question: what can leaders do to build the depth of a team? I'm going to summarize these in 3 R's. Okay, recruit for the team. Understand what you're looking for. Understand the skills that are necessary for the position, but also look for room for growth, margin for growth, and skill development. See that they can be well rounded in other areas, and also resource the team. That's oftentimes in the ministry. That's one of the hidden flaws, I think, or I'm sorry, visible flaws. in the church, in the ministry, is that we don't it's not that we don't have resources, it's that we don't effectively teach and train and resource others in the ministry. So resource your team, take them to conferences, go through books, go through studies. These personality tests that we've been doing have been so valuable in training the team. And then also here's one that's often overlooked, and that's reclaiming losses on the team. I understand that in our church, in the ministry that I'm a part of, we hold leaders loosely. We understand that God's calling is beyond our church, our single church. We understand that God may call a leader and send them out at any time to a new work, and we're okay with that. We celebrate that. As a matter of fact, this past Sunday, we sent 10 people, sent 10 different families in our church. We sent them out on mission for summer work. We understand that's going to happen. We should celebrate that. But when we reclaim the losses, we need to know what we were looking for. And so understanding that the larger the team, the greater chance for confusion and pressure and being led astray. We need to establish clear boundaries and rules for every single team member and holding them accountable. So I do hope that you've enjoyed my part of the presentation, the law of the bench. I encourage a deep bench because, as you know, in the sports world, but also in the ministry world, and also in leadership in general, a deep bench is going to be necessary for success. God bless you all, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to share.